Top 5 Mixed Martial Artists. Number 5. Kazushi Sakuraba. While mainly competing in Japan's elite MMA organization Pride FC, no other fighter has come to symbolize the heart and soul of the sport as Mr. Sakuraba. His 90-minute classic in 2000 with Royce Gracie was a defining moment in MMA. Known as the Gracie Hunter after defeating 4 members of the first family of MMA, Sakuraba's fighting style is all his own. Complete with double judo chops and cartwheels, an uncanny ability to withstand punishment and a true warrior spirit, there is no figure in the sport more beloved than Kazushi Sakuraba. Number 4. Randy Couture. UFC Hall of Famer Randy the Natural Couture is one of those athletes, like Gretzky or Jordan, who become bigger than the sport itself. Ask any frat boy who the current heavyweight boxing champion is and you'll get a blank stare. Ask them who the UFC heavyweight champ is and they'll drop Couture's name without missing a beat. He's the only man to have held a UFC title on 6 separate occasions. A 3-time All-American and Olympic alternate in Greco-Roman wrestling, Randy along with other wrestlers such as Mark Coleman showed that a fighter who can control where the fight happens holds an advantage. Couture made history in 2007 when at age 43 he defeated the much larger, much younger Tim Sylvia to again become UFC champion. Number 3. Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva is one scary-looking individual. Head tattoos and a stare that might kill a small woodland creature, Silva is a fierce competitor above all else. One doesn't acquire the nickname, the Axe Murderer, through being a laid-back individual. Silva likes to finish what he starts, and his list of knockout victims includes current UFC champion Rampage Jackson and Kazushi Sakuraba. He reigned as Pride FC champion for an unprecedented 6 years. An expert in Thai boxing and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Silva trained for most of his career at the prestigious Shootbox Academy in Brazil. A move to the US and the UFC, as well as a long-awaited showdown with Chuck Liddell are in Wanderlei's future. Number 2. Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. Widely regarded as the best submission fighter in MMA, Rodrigo Nogueira's ability to take a punch, and to throw one back, is what really makes him a formidable opponent for anyone. Nogueira has never been knocked out or submitted, all the while fighting the top competition on the planet. When half of your losses are by decision to the number 1 fighter on this list, it's safe to say you're a world-class fighter. With almost 2/3 of his wins coming by way of submission, Minotoro's jiu-jitsu game is second to none. Nogueira is one of only 2 men to ever hold the Pride FC heavyweight title and the only man to submit Mirko Cro Cop at Filipovic. Number 1. Andrei Emelianenko. Russia's Andrei Emelianenko is the best mixed martial artist we've seen to date. You'd be hard-pressed to find any honest coach or fighter who would argue that point. Never showing an ounce of emotion during any of his fights, stone-faced Emelianenko has defeated every fighter he's ever stepped in the ring with. And he's been in there with the best. Olympic wrestlers, NCAA champions, K1 champs, UFC champs. Federer has beaten them all. His lone loss, due to a cut, was avenged 5 years afterwards. Numerous publications have named him the top fighter in the world over the past 5 years. A national hero in his homeland, Emelianenko counts Vladimir Putin among his supporters. Unbeatable in the eyes of some, until someone finds the key to defeating him. Federer checks in as the number 1 MMA fighter ever.